Hello, horror fiends, and welcome to Guess What? You're Wrong, the podcast where we dive into all things horror and spoil the hell out of every movie we discuss. With me, Big D, as your host, be prepared for a terrifyingly good time. From classic slasher flicks to contemporary horror masterpieces, we're going to explore the genre from every angle that we can and leave no stone unturned. Horror, prints, and shine. New conversations, same podcast. So buckle up, bonehead, because you're going for a ride.
Enjoy the show.
Now, before we get into this episode too far, I just got a little disclaimer here. First off, all audio used in this podcast is used under the protection of fair use. And as with all the movie reviews that I do here on Guess What? You're Wrong, we're going to spoil the hell out of every single thing we talk about. So, you have been warned. Hello and welcome back to another electrifyingly undead episode of Guess What? You're Wrong. Now today, we are diving in, or actually back into the realm of some kid-friendly horror. And along for the ride again, I have Soso. What's going on, Soso? How you been? Yeah, how's school going?
We didn't go to school today because of
What?
the power outage.
Oh, the power outage at school. Spectacular. So today we're actually going to dive into a movie from 2012 called Frankenweenie. Do you remember that movie?
Yes, we watched it
We watched it when?
yesterday.
Well, we watched it before then too. I mean, we watched it.
And we also watched it a long time ago.
I think every Halloween we watch it, really.
And some other ones.
Yeah. Now this movie, it's an animated movie. It does star Winona Ryder as Elsa Van Helsing, Catherine O'Hara as Mrs. Frankenstein, Martin Short as Mr. Frankenstein, Martin Landau as Mr. Resurrecting, Charlie Tahan as Victor Frankenstein. Victor, that's the little kid, right?
Vector, yeah. Yeah.
Somebody doesn't. Atticus Schaefer as Edgar Igor.
Was
That was the one with the fish, you know?
the invisible fish?
I know that there was somebody else, because
Who is it? Is it?
well, no, hold on, because in the movie, well, we'll get to that here in a minute. But the movie, of course, if anybody out there that has seen this, is directed by Tim Burton. Tim Burton from the fame of what he did. He did like Batman, the first one. He did Nightmare Before Christmas.
We already covered that.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. He does great stuff. So good movie, right? Do you think so?
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good.
Ah.
It's pretty.
How does it start out? Remember?
Okay, so it starts out as it starts out as how like they are watching this movie, I think it is, that the son made with.
That's right, because he makes. Well, it takes place in the 50s, in 1957, actually. So it's in the quiet town of New Holland, Pennsylvania. Now there's a kid here named Victor.
Victor?
Victor Frankenstein.
Push.
Frankenstein. But he doesn't get along with. He doesn't have a lot of friends, right?
Yeah.
He has his best friend, whose name is Sparky. That's right. And let me see. I'm going to go through some of this, the plot synopses here. He doesn't interact much with his classmates, including next door neighbor whose name is Elsa Van Helsing. Now, her dad is, remember at the beginning of the movie, he's yelling at Victor about Sparky coming over into his yard.
On his flamingo.
Peeing on his flamingos, that's right. But this guy is the exact spitting image of the Burgermeister from Santa Claus, the old cartoon. And we watched that. Remember, Santa Claus brought the toys in, and the Burgermeister took all the toys away.
I probably watched it, but I cannot.
Yeah, and they even call him Burgermeister in this movie here, so that was a nice little touch, in my opinion, anyway.
Reminding everyone about.
Now, Victor wants to take part in the science fair, school science fair, right?
The science.
Now, he doesn't know exactly what he's going to do. He just wants to take part in the science fair.
He doesn't know what he's going to do, but he just wants to do it.
Now, his dad made him a deal. His dad says, look, you can be in a science fair, but you need to play baseball too, because he wants him to play baseball. Wants him to be some kind of sports, to get out there and exercise and do some work, right? Like I always tell you.
Yeah, I got to jump, but...
You got a jump rope?
But let's not get into that. Okay.
Focus on the jump rope. Wow, how come you're not doing the jump rope right now?
Cat.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. So inspired by his new science teacher, Mr. Resurrecting, I remember how he electrifies the dead frog, and the dead frog's. Oh, but we missed the most important part. When Victor's out there playing baseball and he hits the ball into the road. Sad part.
Sparky, yeah. Well, see, because the ball went all the way down to the street, and Sparky got off of the leash, and he went all the way down. He got hit by a car.
He got killed, huh? Yeah. That was sad.
Yep.
And you had Victor Frankenstein. Victor's no, right?
Yeah, pretty sad.
It was sad. It's heartbreaking, really. But that's when Victor gets the idea. When his science teacher is electrifying the frog legs and they're moving, Victor's like, I got an idea.
Do that to the dog.
Yep. So he does make a makeshift laboratory up in his attic, up in his parents' attic. And he goes in to the pet cemetery.
Yeah.
And he digs up Sparky's grave and brings him home.
Tries to hide the body from his parents.
Yeah. And he takes him upstairs, sews them all together.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a patch on his back there that I guess maybe he didn't have any skin. And he put like a
maybe
cloth or something.
Like flew off, and he got a cloth and just sewed it on.
Sewed it on there, right? So they sewed him all up, and he's got these bolts in his neck.
Yeah.
Kind of like Frankenstein, the monster, Frankenstein's monster. So what they do is he connects the electrodes to the bolts on his neck and electrifies him.
Yeah, and then
how does it get the electricity?
So it's storming. He puts an umbrella and like a kite, and then like a bat kite, and puts it into the air, and then the electricity comes down and then electrocutes.
And the electricity goes into Sparky. So Sparky's name is Sparky, but electricity is also Sparky. Huh. Interesting, huh?
Really interesting.
Yeah. So Sparky comes back to life. He reanimates Sparky, and Sparky's running around happy. He's happy to be back. He's happy to see Victor, and Victor's happy to have his best friend, his friend.
It's so exciting.
I'm telling you. Now, let me see here. Oh, yeah, Victor goes to school the next day, and Sparky escapes out of the attic.
Yep, escape.
Oh, my goodness, this dog, I'm telling you. He escapes out of the attic and goes out to explore the neighborhood. Now, he is recognized by Edgar, who is like Igor.
Yeah.
Edgar, who ends up blackmailing Victor into teaching him how to raise the dead.
Yep. And then something seriously goes way wrong.
Yeah. And he gets this goldfish and it's dead.
Yeah.
Right? Or did he kill it?
He goes to the pet store and the guy says, "What fish you want?" And he points out the dead one.
The dead one. So he brings the dead one back with him in a fishbowl. And he wants Victor to bring the fish back to life. Show him how he did it. Yeah. So Victor's like, okay.
But it's not like a dog because it's in water. So
yeah, and it's weird because the effects that the electricity has on the fish
didn't do with the dog.
But what did it happen to the fish?
It made him alive, but it made him invisible too.
Invisible. And it's supposed to be a goldfish, but whenever they stick their finger in there or something, or when they show that the light through it, it's like, "Arr." It's supposed to be just a friendly goldfish.
Yeah, I know, but I had a goldfish once, and maybe they have like these little teeth inside.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Now, Edgar takes this goldfish and starts bragging to all the kids at school.
Yeah.
Right? And he convinces, he shows some of them, he puts a flashlight up to it. You can see the shadow on the wall.
And then it actually comes up, and then it went like that. It's cool, but then also kind of scary.
Now, when he tries to show it to the skeptical Nassar,
there's nothing in there.
Gone.
It's gone.
Now, this is interesting because it leads you to believe that the reanimated animals can only last for a short time.
And then Victor,
Victor,
I don't know how to pronounce his name, went straight up to the attic and went to see Sparky to see if he was alive or he's like gone, like the fish.
Yeah, but he's still there.
Yeah.
Right. And now, there's other kids here, Toshiaki and Bob. Bob's a big old fatty, isn't he?
Yeah, he's so fat. Like, what does he eat?
And Toshiaki is kind of like the smart kid, right? Now, they make this rocket out of soda bottles.
Yeah.
Now, they're on top of the kid's house.
Which is super
Bob's house.
No one do that.
And he straps all these soda bottles to his back and like shakes him up and then pops them out so he can see if they'll fly.
And then he fell down.
He flies for a second, but then it runs out of soda.
And then he breaks his arm.
Yeah, he falls down and breaks his arm. Wow. What an experience that would be, right?
No one do that. No one go on your house and just jump down.
Yeah, now Mr. Risk, the science teacher. Yeah, the science teacher, he's blamed for the accident because of the science fair. There's it's a science fair. Our kids are doing all these things now, and he got hurt because of you, because he was trying to do a science experiment.
Yeah, but what if there's a science fair every semester or something? Then that's nothing to blame if there was one.
Well, now he did get fired by Mayor Burgermeister, who was Elsa's uncle, and the adults, except for Victor's parents, Susan and Edward. Now, the gym teacher replaces him. So now there's a gym teacher that is teaching the science class.
Which is kind of messed up because you're supposed to teach gym, not science.
Kidding me. I'm telling you. Now, Edgar accidentally reveals to Toshiaki and Nassar and Bob that he and Victor had brought the fish back from the dead. And that Victor had done the same with Sparky. Right?
He feels.
Now, this inspires them to try the reanimation themselves.
Which goes a lot wrong, trust me.
Oh, a lot wrong. And I'm getting a lot of this plot synopses because I don't remember exactly. I get it off of the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
BT dubs. So, let me see. Victor's parents end up finding Sparky in the attic.
Yes.
His mom freaks out a little bit.
And screams, and his father runs up there.
Yep.
And now, what's his name again?
Victor.
Victor is in trouble. Well, bring him back to life.
Yeah, now his father starts to talk to him about the seriousness of what he'd done, but, Sparky escaped out the window.
Yeah.
Now, Victor tearfully...
First time he...
Yeah, tearfully... Victor said, all he says is, he's crying, all I wanted was my dog back. And he says to his dad, you said that if you could, you would bring him back, but I did bring him back. So it's kind of sad a little bit again, right?
Yeah, kind of sad. Just like when he got run over by...
I don't like that being sad
that
stuff.
Sadness.
I'm telling you. Let's see. Now, when the family leaves, those classmates of Victor's end up coming in and getting all his notes and figuring out how he did it because they want to do it themselves now, right?
Yeah.
So, they perform experiments separately on all of them. Now, each of their dead animals turns into a monster. Mr. Whiskers, remember this part? Mr. Whiskers, the cat's holding a dead bat when they try and bring him back.
And then the lightning comes through the thing, and then and then Mr. Whiskers turns into a bat cat.
Yeah, like a cat with bat wings and black, weird stuff, huh?
Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, it is creepy.
Creepy. So both animals being fused. Okay, vampiric. A dead rat that Edgar doesn't even have any pets. He goes to the dumpster and finds a dead rat.
He went to a dumpster and found the dead rat. And you know what happened to the dead rat?
What?
He's alive, but then he turns into this big, it's like a big one.
They call it a were-rat.
A were-rat.
Kind of like a werewolf, but a were-rat.
Like it's shaped like a werewolf, but
it's a rat.
Like it's the same size as a werewolf, but a rat.
A rat, yeah.
I think it's the same size, but it's still a rat.
Yeah. Now Nassor's mummified hamster, Colossus, he has a hamster. Remember, Nassor goes into this big mausoleum, and there's this huge grave thing.
And then something says Colossus, and we're wondering what it is. And when it comes out, it's just this thing wrapped, and it's a
little hamster. Little hamster. Now, Colossus does come back to life. Now, Toshiaki's turtle, who is Shelly,
turns a bit big.
It's covered in Miracle Grow and becomes a kaiju. A huge, almost like a
turtle one? Like
Gamera?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like Gamera. Yeah. And Bob has sea monkeys to grow into amphibious humanoids.
They honestly are a bit crazy.
Yeah, and they come into the town and they just start wreaking havoc everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Everywhere. Now we'll go over some trivia and stuff here. We're just going through the movie. But we'll come back here and point some stuff out here in a minute. Now, after Victor finds Sparky at the town's pet cemetery, because that's where, Sparky just goes back to his grave.
Yeah.
And lays down on his grave.
Dad says that he wishes he was back in there.
Yeah.
That nothing ever happened.
Now, Bob and Toshiaki show up and ask for help because things have gotten out of hand.
So first, he asks about if he can help about the sea monkeys.
Yeah.
And then with the guy with Shelly, he goes, but mine is bigger. It's a big turtle.
So what happens to the sea monkeys when they eat popcorn?
Well, they kind of
salted popcorn.
Yeah. They kind of explode.
Because
the ocean water, so the salt water, they explode. Or salt, they explode.
And now, so Colossus, the hamster, which is not really Colossus, is kind of small, but it's
so tiny.
Gets stepped on by Shelly the kaiju.
Yeah. Right? And so he's like dead first, and then he lives a little while and comes back dead. So because he gets stepped on.
Now, after being electrocuted, both Shelly and the were-rat turn back into their normal dead self. They're just dead.
The rat turns into a rat, and Shelly turns into a dead
shell. It's just a shell. A turtle. Shell. But Persephone, Elsa's pet poodle, which earlier in the movie, after they brought Victor back to life, Sparky. Brought Sparky back to life. They touched their noses.
And then half of her hair turned all white.
Yeah, just like the Bride of Frankenstein in the Frankenstein movies. It was pretty cool. But so we have Persephone, who's Elsa's poodle. Mr. Whiskers, who is the vampire cat bat or whatever, swings down and grabs Persephone and flies away. Right. And at this point here, Mr. Whiskers takes the dog into the windmill.
Yeah, that place.
Now all the townsfolk are blaming Sparky for Elsa's disappearance.
They think because Elsa's uncle thinks that Sparky killed her, but a little dog killing a big girl. How could that be?
Yeah, and they chase him into the windmill now, which Elsa's uncle accidentally ignites it with his torch. So they have torches and pitchforks and everything. So the Burgermeister accidentally catches the windmill on fire.
Yeah. So he's actually maybe gonna kill her, but not. Because that would have started a big...
Yeah, and now Victor and Sparky enter the building of the burning windmill and rescue Elsa and Persephone. However, Victor ends up being trapped inside.
And then Sparky does something heroic.
It does. Well, while Victor's trapped inside, we got, fires coming down and big chunks of wood.
Yeah. So it's
man, it's kind of scary, right?
Yes.
Very scary. Now, Sparky goes headfirst in there and rescues Victor. Right?
Yeah. And then after he rescues him, the cat bat goes out and grabs Sparky and drags him into the fire.
But it's at this point here that the townsfolk are actually like, oh, Sparky's actually good.
We need to save him.
Yeah, we need to save him now. So while this bat cat thing is...
Cat. We're going to call it bat cat.
Flying and hovering over Sparky like she's getting ready to kill him. This beam that's on fire...
A chunk of wood goes and...
right through her. Kills the bat cat.
Kills bat cat.
But
it's kind of sad for the owner that owns the cat.
Yeah, and dragged that back. Okay, now the windmill does collapse, killing Sparky again.
But then the people go ahead and go in the cars and connect all the cords to his little
the batteries, on their cars.
And then they start it, and then they try to bring him back to life because they saved like a girl. And
to reward him for his bravery, the townsfolk gather and revive Sparky with their car batteries. Now Persephone runs to Sparky, and as they touch their noses again, sparks go. Shh. But at first, when they were trying to revive him, it didn't work at first, did he? Did it? And Victor was sad.
A few minutes, and then he started wagging his tail.
But he got up.
And
he was fine.
And then they ran towards each other.
I don't know if he was really fine, but he was alive again.
He's alive, and then they started running towards each other.
Yep. So what'd you think about the movie?
Well, I say it's amazing.
Amazing?
Amazing.
I think we're going to do The Corpse Bride next, right?
Maybe if I want to watch it.
Maybe.
Again.
And maybe in a couple months, we'll see. But let's do some trivia real quick here. Now, the pet cemetery where they buried Sparky actually has a grave that says 0. Where's 0 from?
Give me a demo, please. Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's right. A Nightmare.
They did that one.
That's right. But there's a grave in there from 0. Now, Victor's friend and next door neighbor is Elsa Van Helsing, a reference to Abraham Van Helsing from Bram Stoker's Dracula character, and Elsa Lanchester, the original bride of Frankenstein from 1935.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
Now, the hair on the head of Elsa Van Helsing's dog, Persephone, is copied from the hair of Elsa Lancaster's character in Bride of Frankenstein. You actually remember the white streaks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. The turtle, I mentioned this earlier when they were digging the turtle up and they saw the graveyard of, it said Shelley.
Shelley, yes.
He's named Shelley, and it's named from Mary Shelley, who actually wrote Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus in the 1818.
Yeah, and that is kind of cool. And Dad, didn't you point that out while we were watching it?
Yep.
So
did.
That is actually kind of cool.
And now this one here looks into this. This is this piece of trivia I'm getting off the IMDb. The IMDb. The mayor of the town is Mr. Bürgermeister, which means mayor in German. His name appearance is also a homage to Burgermeister Meisterburger, the antagonist of the stop motion film Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Wait, isn't
I just said.
But wait, isn't Meisterburger and
Burgermeister.
Aren't they the same thing?
Yep.
But they're switched.
Yep. Let's skip down to some of this trivia here.
Woohoo!
Now, this is the first animated Tim Burton film not to be a musical.
Yeah.
Huh. Nice.
I didn't know that, but I'm just going along with it.
Let's see here. Persephone the poodle is named after the Greek nature goddess who was kidnapped by and forcibly married to Hades, god of the underworld and lord of the dead.
You mean Hades from...
What? Greek mythology, yeah.
What, no, I thought you meant Hades from dang it.
Oh, the Olympians thing?
Now, since I'm talking about it, I can't remember.
Yeah, Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hades and Percy Jackson.
Wow.
I gotta keep watching that. I'm off track. I think they made more, but I'm not catching up.
So some of the characters in this movie here represent actual, famous monsters or people. Victor Frankenstein, obviously, as Dr. Frankenstein from the Frankenstein movies. Elsa Van Helsing, we already went over that in her name, Van Helsing. Mr. Resurrecting, Burton's, which is Tim Burton's childhood icon, Vincent Price.
I don't know what any of.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Sparky and Nasser, Frankenstein's monster. Oh, really? Okay. Sparky and Nasser, that one guy. They were, I guess, those names for Frankenstein's monster? I guess so.
Sparky and Nasser named for things.
Well, I'm guessing. I have to watch it. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
totally off track for that.
Now, somebody said that Mr. Resurrecting is based on Vincent Price. It seems that he is most likely based on painter Salvador Dali for the look. That's so stupid. Of course it's based on Vincent Price. These people are idiots.
I don't know what that any of that.
Yeah, you don't get it. You just don't understand. I'm trying to tell you. But anyway, I love this movie. I think it's a great kids movie. It's a great kid-friendly horror movie. Because it's an animated classic, really. I mean, it's Tim Burton. It's very Nightmare Before Christmas type of movie.
Yeah, like
how it's kind of creepy, but it's fun, and there's bad parts.
creepy and fun. It's like almost like it. So they're like, whoa.
Yeah, well, they're made by the same person too, so it was a good movie. Yeah, Tim Burton made Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So he also made Batman, the original Batman, the best Batman with Michael Keaton.
Well, I just wanted to say, if you haven't watched it yet, go and watch it.
Check it out, because you know why? Soso likes it. I like it. I think it is a thumbs up. Check it out, baby.
Yep. If we like it, I think you might like it.
That's right.
I think that's the exact same thing you just said.
It is. Oh. But that's it. That's all for this episode of Guess What? You're Wrong. And what was it? Frankenweenie from 2012.
You could have not, but you didn't even remember the name.
I'm telling you. You know what? Everybody out there, sweet dreams. Love, peace, and...
Chicken grease.
Chicken grease, baby.
Remember to watch it if you haven't. I'm just putting that at the end.
And that's gonna do it for the day. Thanks for hanging out with me and letting me bend your ear for a while. Ain't no time for bad shine. And until next time, don't forget, you're wrong.
Later, Tater.
This concludes our broadcast day. Good night, and God bless America.